Getting ready to go across the city about 10 kilometers away. If we don't get lost, to South China University of Technology campus. So this will be a short vlog, in-betweener. First thing I want to say is I'm wearing the XL. Now I'm gonna get this wrong, like these Endura F260 or F250, some strange name. The Pro gel shorts with the red padding in it. And these are the XL, so they're actually a little bit loose on my legs, like the elastic in the end. But let me tell you something, everybody. I rode them today to work, and I've never been a really big pad guy. I like diapers, you know what I mean? But wow, man, these shorts are so freaking awesome. Now, I haven't rode them in the rain. I haven't felt the material wet. And sometimes you get shorts that got really rough material when it rains, you know? Where I'm going to Nevada, it doesn't get a lot of rain. But I'll tell you what, even though these are a little bit bigger than I wanted, and I still have to lose about 5 kilograms, or about 10 pounds. Definitely, I want to lose it before I get to America, but I'll probably definitely lose it in America because we'll be poor and hungry every day. But so I guess the L will be better. But wow, guys, I've been wearing these Pearl Izumis, the Arty Bought, and I love those shorts at Arty Bought. I mean, they're great. But let me tell you something, man. I thought that those were the best shorts I ever had, were the Pearl Izumis what Arty sent me. Arty, man, you listening? Miss you, man. Hope you're doing well out there, okay? I'm sure you're out there listening, so love those shorts. But these, and I have a comfortable seat already. My Brooks saddle, it's always been comfortable to me. But anyways, add this gel stuff. Oh man, I feel like I could ride forever. Now these are really expensive, like 200 yen for me, which is like $25 or something, man, or $30. But even in America, they're like $60 or $70 or $100. I don't know, they're very expensive in America. They're like 3 or 4 times what I paid for them here. So I could never afford something like this in America. I'm even curious. You know, I bought another pair, they're coming, but not the same model. But I guess they have the same gel in it, I'm not sure. I'm considering buying one more pair. I've read on CRC, guys wear these for 5 or 6 years. Man, I can tell you what, I feel like I could go like, I feel like I can go a long ways. And if I get that job in Tesla, I'm looking at 100-kilometer days, 80 to 100-kilometer days again, which I've done that before. I haven't done it recently, so I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get ready for that. In the next week, this camp's going to be over. Of course, I need to try to get some more work. But one of the things I'm going to try to do, if I have to wake up early, do whatever, I'm going to try to get in 90 to 100 kilometers a day, or 80 to 100, to get into shape, because I'm not really in shape right now at all. I'm not riding enough to, I'm riding underneath, you know, my peak, like when you go on 30 kilometer and 33 kilometer rides back and forth and make a habit out of it, your body gets conditioned that distance, which is less than the distance would be the daily work routine. And if that is in dirt, it's going to require more effort. I'm not sure the road status is complete dirt road or what. So I need to get my conditioning up so I can do that distance and still work 12 hours and not be drained from the ride, you know what I mean? So I know I can do it, but it's something you got to be prepared for. So you got to train a little bit for it, and I don't got a lot of time. Assuming I can make it the deadline of September 15th, I'm telling you guys out there, and I don't want anybody to feel like they've got to be obligated, but man, if you guys want to donate to Patreon, go for it. Woo! Oh no, was my camera off? Shit. Hold on a second here. Okay, good. I just touched my camera and I realized it wasn't pushed all the way forward. So I thought, oh no, it wasn't recording. One of those things where I talk to myself. Yeah, donations help, man. Now more than ever. So I'm gonna try to get that conditioning in. I'm eating right. Popcorn, apples, eggs, salad, tea, water. And I've noticed my appetite has gone down as my intake has gone down of food, which is good. But I totally don't have the conditioning what I have after riding 3 or 4 months straight, since I took a couple months off riding, or a month and a half or whatever. So I need to get that. You know, losing weight by controlling your diet's one thing, but you have to, oh no, fuck, I remember why I shouldn't take this bridge. Son of a bitch. Sorry, gotta turn around. Turn around. That was stupid. I went over that bridge for nothing. Fuck. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, everybody. All right. Not the fastest way, huh? So got to get those muscles built up, you know. Got to get that endurance level built up. And perhaps I'll see how these pants are. 200 yen's a lot of money though, man. I don't know. It's like I also would like to get an extra one of those Lezyne Decadrive lights because it's only 380 yen, which is insane. And this guy, whoever's selling them, he's like putting a receipt in the box saying that they're 780 yen. So he must be like scamming the company. I don't know what it is. You know how it is buying stuff in factories in China, right? So I'm not buying stolen property or something like that, or breaking any laws. But when you say it's a bargain, man, it is a bargain. But still, 380 yen's a lot of money. I already splurged and got the walkie-talkies for the kids. It's tough to know, you know, this yellow fish program, I swear to God, it was not part of my life before. If I would have had access to it before, I would have saved so much money and been so well equipped with my children. It would have changed. I mean, when you see the power of buying not from retail stores and buying from the sharing economy that you're buying from secondhand, because there's no such thing as like eBay here. And Taobao once was somewhat secondhand, but it wasn't really. But this yellow fish program, oh my God. I have buying power to buy things that I could have never bought before, that took so much effort. And I'd spend 80% more on everything I buy. I mean, it revolutionizes everything in our life. And it's so ironic that I'm finding this right before I leave China. I don't know of a way to, you know, it's very, very hard to send things out of China. China has so many regulations. You might be thinking, oh, America has to regulate. No, no, no. China's export regulations are so tight, so strict. It is so difficult. So it's almost impossible to sell directly to end users. So I don't know, maybe I buy it in the future, and my wife's brother, I don't know, the idea is not to buy anything, right? To not need anything. Our computers are good. Bikes should be good. Aside from that roll hop, of course, right? And yeah, we're working on the children's clothes situation, but come on, go back and spend $100. It's like spending 700 yen or 800 yen or whatever on these shorts I could get for 200 yen that are the most awesome shorts. I mean, between these shorts and the shorts that I already sent. And how do you work it out? Well, in the winter, in the summer, you don't know how often you're going to be able to wash clothes. Sometimes, yeah, in the summer, you could probably get away with one pair a day, maybe. Winter, you have to change the clothes because when it's cold and you wear a lot of layering, they get soaking wet on your commute from sweat. And you can't wear these to ride home from your commute because when it's cold out there, you don't want to put on soaking wet clothes, you know what I mean? So you got to pack those into a bag, a dry bag, or like a dirty clothes bag, and they have a second set of layers you could change into, so winter clothing requires more. Yeah, I mean, I've got, with Arty's pants and these, I've got about 4 good pair right now. I really don't need to buy another one of these pairs, but they are so, I could see myself trying to wear these every day, man. I mean, I love Arty shorts, man, but these are awesome, man. I mean, wow. I never imagined, I didn't think it was possible to get more comfortable as I was before. Boy, was I wrong. So it's not, I'm not getting paid by Endura, and I have no knowledge of any other shorts besides fake Chinese shorts and the Pearl Izumis blue what Arty sent. But these are pretty cool, man. Give yourself an opportunity. Change your life. It's not clickbait, right? So I hope that crystal thing is behind us. I hope I heard the rest of that. I got a shout out, warm thanks to the people on my Facebook channel that said they would help me receiving my mail. Apparently, Social Security office will not ship stuff FedEx or certified mail, so I've got to have my boys' Social Security numbers sent to a friend in the US, and the Social Security office says that's cool. I'm gonna do that and get that squared away. Taking a bite of an elephant one at a time. You know, I talked a little bit about the news, how they're, you know, and I told you I was autistic. I really didn't go into the proper glorious details, what I should. In the last episode, oh, it's been raining off and on. Let it rain. Whew. Oh, one thing I was going to tell you about is I'm wearing my XC90s, man, and I've been wearing them the last week. And I've had these shoes for like 5 years or 6 years or whatever. I don't know how long I had them. I had them since they were a brand new model. About 4 or 5 years, I guess. And the front cleats weren't off. I looked online. I can't afford the 1,000 yen to buy a new pair. I'm still wearing them, but I love my XC90 shoes, man. They're the kind that they put on your feet and they heat melt them to your foot shake. And they're not good for walking off the bike, especially since my cleat is broken. But they're really stiff, like the maximum stiffness, the carbon. I don't care about the lightweight thing. If you care, they got that carbon thing in the bottom. But man, I got to take these with. I was thinking about not taking them, but as they're my go-to, I put my other shoes, my steel toes in my bag, because I want to get ready for, break them in for, I got to work on the factory and the assembly line. But in the rain like this, and especially with these socks I'm wearing, man, these shoes are the cat's pajamas, right? I mean, they are so comfortable and worn in. I hope they'll last forever, because I will wear them till they fall off my feet. I feel like getting ready for America is like getting ready for Mars. You know, Tianhe. But I was saying before, reading the news, they got these bus lanes in the middle of the highway. These things are new, like within the last 7 years or something. It wasn't always like that. I see cars driving down them sometimes. I think to drive my bike down them sometimes, but I don't know, man, that gets stuck behind a bus. I'd rather just be flowing with traffic than get stuck behind the bus. You know what I mean? Traffic ain't that bad today. But me, an autistic news reader, all the details that are missing from the news are sickening. You know, Facebook's news and Reddit's news, they're not really cutting it for all the missing information. Like, you guys ever hear what's going on in Africa? If you look at Africa as a continent, you could fit North America, like the United States, Europe, China, Japan, Australia. You could fit all these countries into this interior of Africa. If you look up a graphic called The True Size of Africa, it is so large. And yet, the amount of news that we hear from Africa is like nobody lives there. There is no news. And that's just an example. I mean, there's like media blackout, man. Tell you what, but one of my friends here, one of my old friends too, I have a couple friends from Cameroon. Nice people, the people I met from Cameroon. I'm sure that's not to say everybody's cool, but the guys I met from Cameroon were real cool. One of my friends worked real hard to build a house there for a long time. And he built his house, working here to send money back to build his house. Are we gonna go straight? Nah, we'll go. So we'll test these pants in the rain a little bit, huh? I don't want to put my phone in the rain bag, so hopefully I could make it there without too much of downpour. Yeah, I should have put it on before I rode, huh? It's too lazy not be prepared, right? But he's my good friend here, and he's building his house, and all of a sudden they got civil war. You know, Cameroon's got a French-speaking and an English-speaking section. In France, you know, it's like two countries, and France didn't treat the people there very well. And, come on, man. And it's not good. And, anyways, to make a long story short, I got to see pictures of my friend's uncle and other people that have been shot and killed, and seen their bodies on their phone. You don't hear about that in the news. You barely hear the terrible things Israel's doing. But you don't hear a lot about it. You hear about a couple tragedies in the US here or there, and you hear the bullshit. Trump's got a new affair, and let's have some more distraction from how close we were to war with Russia in Syria. All of a sudden that is no longer the case. that whole temperature's been, Syria's not even a country on the map no more. We don't even hear about that. I mean, look at the coverage of Syria before the election. Okay, I gotta put my phone away, man, I think. And look at after the election. Look at now, there's no coverage. Nothing to see here, right? That's freaky. And it's not true, right? So, I'm gonna, with the clothes that I can't mail, and my old clothes, I'm gonna donate them to Cameroon, to the refugees there. Because I don't know any Syrians or something, you know, and he asked me if I could, and I said, sure. My ex-wife is having such a hard time. You know, I don't know, I told you guys, if they fish with electricity, the farmers will stick like, they'll electrocute the fish in a pond. And her husband is a terrible guy, man. He's really illiterate. I'm not sure he's got mental problems or what, but, and I'm not sure if he intentionally did it, but he almost killed my ex-wife, electrocuted her. Scary. And her father is required some major operations, and she already has health problems where she struggles to borrow money, and there's predatory lending on the most illiterate peasant farmers in the countryside, and they're indentured slaves now. I mean, she's borrowed way more money than what she understands, and she is killing herself like a modern slave to pay back like tons. These Chinese banks are terrible. There's no protection for the peasants. And you might think that saying the word peasants is derogatory. It's not derogatory, it's what it is. I do not mean that in a derogatory manner. So it breaks my heart. I wish I could, if I was rich, I would like to take her out of poverty. Just to know somebody that's going through the hardship there. Her father's had to have this major operation, and she's staying with her sister's house, her father's house on the land, and she's getting beat and abused by her family members, and they're trying to make her pay money, and she doesn't have any money. She's poorer than dirt, like so many in the countryside, and her family trying to get her to pay money for her father, even though she can't. Her sisters are like beating her and abusing her, and it's tough for me to hear. And she called to let me know, crying, and you know, I'm getting ready to go to America, and I'm almost out of money. Normally I said I would buy her a ticket up, and I'd say you could come stay with me and my family, and I'll feed you and take care of you and your family. But even right now, I say, look, you got to make your own way up here. My door's always open. I try to give a little bit of money to help her. It's just tragedy. Okay, I gotta put my phone away. I can't afford to lose my phone right now. Hold on. It's a tragedy. Breaks my heart to see what she's going through. And she's got a little boy. It's Quataq's stepbrother named Lily. And I always told her I would adopt him and take care of him like my own kid if she ever needed that. And right now, she needs that just about. But this is the time when I'm going to America right now with my 3 boys to be homeless. Of all the years I've been in China, any day of the week, I would have adopted her son and gave him shelter and treat her as my own child. But right now, as I'm getting ready to go on this difficult journey, it's impossible to do this and to go through the adopting procedures to get him a citizenship and to return to America. It's like an impossible thing right now. And that breaks my heart, because I hate to see a child, I hate to see her in that environment. But a little boy, a kid don't, I never let Cuauhtémoc go in that environment. A kid don't deserve that kind of life. I can't rescue everybody. If you thought the cats were a big deal, people are a big deal for me too, you know? I better get this out of there too, hold on, honey. So I feel really bad about that. I'll go over there and get my wife over and get everything set up. If I have the way, I'll help her to bring her child over and I'll adopt him as my own. Cuauhtémoc was getting ready to start his term in a couple of weeks in the US, and the foster care that he's in, the gentleman in charge is doing such a good job. He is such an awesome man, and I never knew what foster care was. I've said it before, these guys are great. What a great team. I'm so happy Cuauhtémoc was safe, and the gentleman he's with is a great man. I think I couldn't pick a better person. If I had to make a choice and interview people like who do I feel safe with my son being with, this is a man I would pick. For once in my life, it was a little bit like, well, not for once, I've been lucky a lot, right? But I'm very fortunate Cuauhtémoc was with this man in his home and the other kids in that home there. I've been a little bit busy, so I can't talk to him regularly like I normally do. I used to talk every day, like an hour and a half, to the foster father and the foster caregiver. It's a team of men, actually, and not just him, there's a lot of people on their team. I talk with you. I've been out of communication since our time frames don't work right now, but you know, if I wasn't doing this Elon Musk thing and didn't have to get my kids in the situated, my wife situated, I mean, I would love to try to, I would do that job, you know, be a foster parent, try to help some kids out. It's quite admirable, I think. Hopefully Cuauhtémoc stays focused and doesn't get distracted by his mother's plights or me and his brother's worries. And he focuses on his challenge on integrating to the school system there and getting his psychological help that he needs, which you're giving great help to him there. I'm so grateful and so surprised. I didn't understand how things like that work before, and I hope that that kind of help could help my youngest kids. I'm going to, when we get set up and Cuauhtémoc was stable and he's not running away anymore, which he's doing great, he's doing so good. I look forward to reuniting with Cuauhtémoc and having him come back to join our family, as long as he's ready. And I think it's great. They've got so many doctors working with them and such a great team. I wouldn't want to, if they asked me, hey, do you want to take Cuauhtémoc right now? I would say, only, and right now I'll go through this homeless thing. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing for me and his 3 brothers. If Qualtak was at the top of his game, that's great, but Qualtak's got autism. And this kind of thing for him is not good for his development. He needs to be focused on school. He's getting older really fast. So I feel like where he's at is very safe for him. So I'm so grateful to those guys out there and their team. I don't want to say their names and their personal info, but heck of a job. If there's any way you guys could give to help people in foster care, these guys are doing great services. Very noble. Okay, everybody. Well, that's my blog today. Get some camera time a little bit. I didn't get the rotor on last night because the guy wasn't there. So I'm going to try to get the rotor on maybe tonight. If the adapter's here, I don't know how we're going to do it. We might have to put 2 adapters together. See how that goes. Got to try to spend some time with the boys. Got to try to get buy their underwear and stuff. And I'm going to try to sell things on the Yellow Fish program too. I guess before we leave, I'm going to try to sell my washer and dryer and my dishwasher. And I'm going to sell some of the old equipment that we have and just sell everything we can, because I see that they sell everything on there. So I'm learning how to do that. And my shoes and the shorts here, these are the shorts here, they're the FS 260 Pro. Fully recommended. Oh, my shirt's getting wet, I forgot to put it back there. But you know, I like my bags. I realize that the Ortlieb bags are good for commuting, I think, but for the traveling stuff, I would say go with the Arkel bags, and we're going to do reviews on that. I hope I can do reviews on my equipment and stuff. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support out there, everybody. Subscribe. I know it's maybe not so interesting content, is whatever. And if Crystal and you're watching, I learned a lot. I don't like to be a stalker to look at your posts, but I see that you talk about being you're from Europe in South America. You're not Native American. Like, I didn't know that you thought that was a bad thing. I don't know if there's prestige for you to trace your ancestry back to Spain. It's like saying, hey, I came over with the conquistadors. I don't want to go through your history. That turned into like a stalker too or something. But it's nice to be friends. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like enemies and stuff. Oh, my seat, I don't got a seat cover on my seat. I got to get out of here before it gets ruined. So you don't have to write hate. We can all get along and stuff. My heart goes out to the people that lost their lives on that ship, that duck ship. Man, teach your family how to swim. Nobody should ever drown if they're in the water. The ship goes down. I got to go, guys. I'll talk about that later. Thanks for riding with me. Subscribe. Patreon's great if you can do it. Bye-bye.